What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Friday the 13th video. This one, a little bit random, a little bit different, but it's something that I always found it interesting when I was a kid, and it's kind of why I want to talk about it today. I remember when I first watched Friday the 13th Part 6 a long time ago, it was instantly apparent to me that during the paintball scene, Jason was very different. Jason was very thick. He was a thicker gentleman, and he had a little bit bigger of a chest than we may have known Jason for in Part 6. Not to say that he was fat, but he was bigger, alright? He was a bigger gentleman, clearly not as tight as we know CJ Graham to be, who used to be a Chip and Dale, by the way, so the dude was ridiculously shredded. So it's very clear in this scene that he looks quite a bit different. Well, there's a very specific reason for that, and simply because it's not CJ Graham. And actually, it's because of this clear difference, that clear little bit of a fatter Jason, that CJ Graham ever got the part in the first place. So the actor that was originally playing Jason in Part 6 was named Dan Bradley, who was actually a stunt coordinator and just kind of got tossed into the role. And by the way, I know we're going to be poking a little bit of fun at Dan throughout this video because we're talking about how he lost this one role. But I think it's worth pointing out that he's doing just fine. Okay, Dan went on to stunt coordinate some of the huge movies like Independence Day, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, The Bourne Supremacy, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The guy had a good career, and I don't really think this little Jason situation was a big setback for him. But, like I said, Dan was indeed playing Jason Friday the 13th Part 6, but only got to do one day of shooting, which of course was the paintball scene, where we see him walk through the woods, taking out the triple decapitation, all the goodies that we see in that paintball scene. You know, when he gets shot in the chest? That's Dan Bradley. And since they didn't want to go back and reshoot that scene, they left Dan's scene in, which is why he's still in the movie today. But once they realized he wasn't quite looking menacing enough, that he may have just been a little bit too thick for the role, they went on and found CJ Graham, who was found in a pretty interesting way. So I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and CJ Graham's story about how he became Jason is kind of like exactly why I believe in such things, like everything happens for a reason. CJ Graham was a former nightclub owner, and when he got spotted by the casting people of Friday the 13th Part 6, he was portraying Jason for a nightclub act. And of course, we all know CJ Graham is a pretty shredded individual. Even to this day, the guy is in unbelievable shape and scary and big. So when he went up there as Jason and impressed the casting people of Friday the 13th Part 6, he was good to go. So CJ Graham got Jason by being Jason in a nightclub. It's weird, it's interesting, but as we all know, it worked out because I think CJ Graham was the first person to really be a only walking Jason. So the whole act of being able to run at you, that constant pressure, that's kind of gone. So he had to be menacing, he had to be big and physical. And CJ Graham obviously killed that and is still upon the fan favorites for Jasons to this day for an obvious reason. But that's pretty much it. If you're wondering why Jason was happened to be kind of fat for one scene in Friday the 13th Part 6, that's why. Hey, another fun fact about CJ Graham and why he's such an awesome dude. Did you know that his agent wanted him to audition for Freddy vs. Jason? And he wouldn't do it because his old friend was being treated unfairly and didn't get the role he wanted? That, of course, being Kane Hodder. What a good guy. What a good guy. But hey, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And let me know in the comments below what you think about CJ Graham as Jason, because personally, he's one of my favorites. Think he killed it. And I think a lot of people agree with that. But hey, again, let me know your thoughts. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you next time.